Hi everyone, welcome to another session on the cycle of basics of product management. So this session is a session about product strategy, understanding the product strategy, what are the various implications of it, what are the benefits of it, and at the end of the session we're going to understand what are the various business models, which is on which our product should be based, and defining those business models. So yeah, and at the end of the session, I'll be giving some free templates for download so that you are able to practice how to decide a particular strategy for the product, how to decide a particular go-to-market strategy for a product, and sort of bring a clarity into your organization about the products and its goals. So yeah, let's start with the session. A bit of introduction about myself. I'm Atul Pandey. I'm a product manager with 4 years of work experience. My domain knowledge includes product development and growth. I work in the domain of fintech, and I'm a pass out from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. So yeah, let's begin with the session now. So what is a product strategy? Product strategy in the most layman language can be said as a high level business plan which lays on the ground the idea of your product, which tells us what is your product going to talk about, what is it going to achieve in the future. So this is the complete vision, this is the complete scope of product strategy. Now, why is it important is that first of all, product strategy answers a lot of questions. It answers what is your product going to look like, who is uh, who is it that is going to benefit from your product. Also it tells you that what is the value that it is delivering to the customer. So while designing a product strategy, we essentially take uh, four aspects into our purview. Who is our customer? Like who exactly are we designing this product for? Say if we talk about a banking app. So if are we going to design it for a person who is requiring a loan from us? Are we going to design it for our retail customers? If we are going to work on a very particular aspect of a product, say in a banking, if we are going to work on loan products, so we are going to keep that customer in our as a segment and then design the product according to him. So this is our basic segmentation, that who is our customer going to be. Now now we also take the business into purview. Like what is a business model that is based out that is that defines a product. Is it a freemium model that we are working out? Will we initiate a product on free and then sort of bring some aspects into the product which will be purchased by the customers, or will it be differentiated from the rest of the market and then we'll charge a subscription price for it? So these are few business models based which is based for a product, and we'll talk about it in the later stages as well. We also look after the competitors in the market. We also look at what is it that we are, how are we differentiating ourselves from the competitors. Say if we are introducing a next YouTube in the market, so how are we going to differentiate ourselves? Are we going to focus on the on a different segment of the market? Are we going to sort of build a business strategy which will be different from our competitors? So this is why a competitor analysis is also required. And also obviously we look at the macro aspects of the product as well. In which country will it be based? So you cannot work on a Google product in China, right? Because Google is banned in China. So same way, there are various implications. So there are a lot of implications for banking products in India. You cannot say like now P2P instruments have been banned by RBI for a say new company, say a fintech, because they require a license for it. So you also have to keep those things in your mind before finalizing your product strategy. So, and what's the importance of product strategy is that it gives, first of all, it gives a lot of clarity to your team. It helps your team to understand uh, the bigger picture. Like if it helps your team to sort of work for a mission, for the vision of the company. So that way it brings a lot of clarity. It also helps to jot down or create a roadmap of what how your execution of the product would look like in the future. So a lot of mistakes that have been made by the companies that they start working on their roadmap without even thinking about the product strategy and how what is the main vision of the product. So say say it would look like, say a team of Airbnb employees start working on a feature of the app without knowing that what is essentially Airbnb about. It is it is about providing a differentiated experience of traveling to the customers. So placing your vision, placing your strategy at the very start of the product can help you bring a lot of clarity and hence also sort of decide the roadmap on which your product is going to work. So yeah, this is about product strategy and its importance. And moving ahead, so detailing product strategy. Detailing product strategy essentially involves three steps. First of all, it is about defining the vision of the company, based on which a certain goals are established, and then you prioritize those goals to create certain product initiatives and bring them into development and then execution. So this is the simple three-step process that needs to be taken up for creating a product from its scratch phase wherein it is in your mind and where you are still struggling to find what is your right product market fit to the development stage by inculcating the product features that you want to offer. So, how do you define a vision? A vision is a one line statement around which the whole company, the whole organization involves. The complete product strategy is based on it. The complete gamut of product features that will be offered will revolve around those that vision. So, for example, the vision of Uber was to provide an affordable traveling experience, to provide affordable traveling to the users. So it acts as a medium between between the rider and the drivers. So that is one line vision of uh, Uber. And similarly, Facebook says that it wants to create a community of users wherein the users can share the experience. So a vision, there are certain aspects which revolve around the vision that we have, the market space, what sort of market we want to cater to, what are the strengths of the company that you have, you know, what is the weakness. A simple SWOT analysis can help us reach that. Then who's your customer, who's your buyer, who's getting that. So you create certain personas for them, and then you analyze them. Then what is your go to market plan, and who are your competitors in the market. So based on it, this your vision is created. Now after that, you go on and establish the goals that you have. So say say if you are a product manager in Airbnb and your goal is to increase the number of bookings in Airbnb. So how will you go on establish that goal, and how do you go on creating certain product features or product initiative based on those goals? So say probably you start from segmenting the users uh, from business class to say for probably normal users, and then you analyze to whom are we not reaching today in terms of providing the same experience that we are able to give to the other users. So in that ways you establish these goals, and then you sort of come up with certain ideas, like probably if we talk for the same app as Airbnb, you probably decide that you will say yes, we will sort of cater to those customers who are not very keen in traveling. So you sort of create a block space for them, so that they hit on your application more, they come to your application more often. So that sort of experience you build. Or one way can be that you sort of decide that no, you're going to lower the prices of the facilities that are listed on the Airbnb some way or the other. So these are the certain actionables that you decide, and then based on the impact, you sort of uh, uh, prioritize them. So at the end there will be probably two or three features that you'll go on and yes and create it based on a certain timeline. So That is how you move from defining a vision to at the end creating a timeline of a product feature and then working on it. So this is about the detailing the product strategy. So yeah, moving ahead, we now talk about types of product strategy. So by types of product strategy, I mean what is the various business models that can be inculcated for helping our product reach our end users. So there are different types of product strategy. These differ from one another very slightly often. So I have categorized them into essentially three parts: the cost strategy, the differentiation strategy, and the service strategy. Now, cost strategy product is usually a product which is introduced at a very low cost, for which essentially the cost is not a barrier. So, if you talk about say some freemium products, if you talk about normal games that come on the Android applications or iOS applications, which are free for the users. So then essentially their main target is to increase their user base, and then after that the game takes off based on the user base, and then there are in-app purchases for these games or for these applications based on which they generate the revenue. So these are the freemium games, these are the freemium models on which these products work. So their main motive is to increase the user base, analyze what are the various features in the product that are working well, and then trim their products based on the users that are based on the user requirements, and then move ahead. So this is the cost strategy. The differentiation strategy, and which is mostly for the product which sort of establish themselves, which sort of place themselves ahead of their competitors, or sort of differentiate themselves in one way or the other. So for a large portion of the last decade or 2 decades, Apple differentiated themselves in terms of the innovation that they brought in. So from iPads uh, to Apple phones to AirPods to everything that they did, a sort of they sort of differentiated themselves in terms of the technology that they brought in. Surely they were later caught in by they were caught in this race by Samsung and even left behind. But what I want to say here is that this is the differentiation strategy that places certain companies ahead of the rest. So recently, Nike sort of differentiated their mercurial shoes uh, from the competitors by saying that these were the shoes that gives a greater throw. These were 3D design shoes, and which a lot of after a lot of experiments, they sort of established it that they gave a greater throw to the sports people who are wearing it. So they provide a greater comfort to your feet, and also with the help of technology they can tell you what is your feed design, and based on which they have created this sole of these shoes. So they are differentiating themselves from other shoes in the market by telling them that this will provide a greater comfort and a greater push to your feet when you are doing your sports activities. So this is about the differentiation strategy. The service strategy is based on providing an experience to the customer, providing a good service experience to the customers. So this is the prime example of this sort of strategy which is adopted by Amazon. So it is said that Amazon focuses on customer experience so much that often in its board meeting, a chair is kept vacant for the board members to imagine what will a customer be saying about the views that are being discussed sitting in that chair. So it's all about keeping the customer at the center. So yeah, these are the three types of product strategies which sort of bridge the gap between the product vision and the product features that are to be introduced. So yeah, so that's it from this session of discussing on product strategy. I have attached a free a link of the free templates that can be downloaded for you to work on these product strategies and sort of move in an organized way towards establishing your product goals. For any other queries, you can always comment, and I'll be happy to resolve them. So thank you for listening. See you in the next session. Thank you.